Now that we got a basic understanding of HyperSync, we're gonna come out here to Tempe Park. We're gonna set up, we're gonna test it out in the field. What we got here is Elinchrom Ranger Quadra, a couple Nikon speed lights. This is exactly the lighting setup that I would use to shoot photos for Thrasher. This one's nice, 400 watt seconds, real good when it's bright out. And we got our Pocket Wizard Mini TT1 that we set up on the computer, all ready for HyperSync. So here, I got my lights set up at f/16, 2/50th of a second, because it's really bright out today. As you can see, they're in pretty tight. And it looks like Robbie may be done. Since it's so bright out, and these guys' tricks are all up in the top half of the frame, we can try and shoot them with HyperSync. So I'm gonna change my shutter speed to 800th of a second, which allows me to adjust my aperture down to f9. And then in turn, since we got a lower aperture, we can move our flashes back further. Actually almost twice as far back as before. And that should help us get them out of the frame. Now that we got the flashes back, gives the skaters a little more room to work, and also they shouldn't be as likely to be in the frame. Plus we got a higher shutter speed, makes for a sharper photo. And since not only are these guys doing their tricks in the top third of the frame, they're also staying over to the right third of the frame as well. So we can shoot vertically and they're still gonna be caught in the zone of the flash. HyperSync makes you land your tricks.
Damn it, I broke mine too.
HyperSync does not usually cause you to break your boards, even though today it may look as such. Now that we're back from Tempe Park, let's take a look at the photos we shot today, and I'll show you the difference between shooting at traditional sync and HyperSync. We're gonna go ahead and bridge. We're gonna open these up. I purposely left the flashes in the photos here so that you can see where they're located. We can easily, if we had to, crop them out. Here we got Jaws. This one was shot at 2/50th of a second, f/16. Notice our flashes are in pretty close, and we're gonna zoom in on them. There you go to 100%, and he's not all that sharp either. Here's one that we shot at HyperSync. We shot it at f9, so we opened up, got our flashes back a little further, 800th of a second. We're gonna zoom in on them, take it up to 100%, and you can see here that he's a lot sharper in the one that was shot with HyperSync than he is in the one that was shot without HyperSync. Plus we got our flashes back further. It's a win-win situation. Since it was shot during bright daylight, most of the lower part of the frame that didn't get lit by the flash was already lit quite well by the sun. You're going to the same thing with these photos of Nick Farini. Here's the one that was shot at 2/50th of a second. It's pretty sharp in there. Here's the one shot with HyperSync. And if you look here at the one that was shot at 2/50th of a second, his shoes are a little fuzzy, the board's a little fuzzy, his fingers a little fuzzy. Go to the 800th of a second, the whole thing sharpens up quite a bit. You can see the tread on the shoes, his board's nice and sharp, his fingers are all sharp, and it's lit quite nice by the flash. Once again, since it was shot during midday, we only needed to flash the upper portion of the photo where the skater is, and the sun's got the rest of it lit quite well. And there you go. HyperSync, it works. Okay, so there you have it, the basics of HyperSync. Hopefully this helps you get working with HyperSync in your photography. And just like in skateboarding, photography is all about pushing the limits, making shit happen. Right here is such an example. As the shutter blade came down, flash fired, all we needed was the flash to
flicking off the side, and if you did like a kickflip like that, I'd call it mob.